Another lovely day. Get out and ride. Oh, so good. Still pretty warm and everything. Man, it's great. Love it. And we got Halloween next week. Well, I'm sure everybody's getting into the Halloween spirit and everything. Well, I figured I'd kind of do a top 5 list. So these are my top 5 horror movies that I can watch over and over again during this season and that I'm not tired of. And these are in no particular order. So first on my list is going to be 1978's John Carpenter movie Halloween, which is celebrating its 40th year. But the original Halloween movie is just, it's shot very well. It gives that sense of foreboding because you're always looking for Michael Myers somewhere in the background looming. And it brought one of the horror genre's most, arguably one of the most iconic villains, which is just, he's just pure evil. You don't understand the motivation, you don't really get to understand his thought process, the psychology behind Michael Myers. He's just there doing his thing. But yeah, Halloween, the original, 1978. So the next one on my list is the Evil Dead remake, the 2013 Evil Dead remake, in which they really kind of focused more on the dark horror aspects of the original movie, I should say, from Sam Raimi. But the Evil Dead remake, I thought was very well done. Really kind of just tacking on, stepping up. What the hell, dude? Thanks for playing. But the Evil Dead remake, it really brought it into the horror genre. Where the original Evil Dead had quite a bit of campiness to it, which was the style for the original. And the original Evil Dead will always have a place in my heart for just a good fun movie with the horror elements, with the, you know, the Sam Raimi stylized horror elements. But I also appreciate the new one as well, just really giving it the full-on horror treatment. So, next on my list is another classic horror movie. And this one's just, I mean, what can I say about it? That hasn't already been said by a bunch of movie reviewers. It has to be The Exorcist. I mean, one of the movies that just stands out above anything else that's been made after it, and just told in an amazing fashion. You know, yeah, it definitely kind of has kind of the slow burn front end history during the first half of the movie before you start getting into the actual possession of Regan. But once you get there, that's, I mean, it's pretty intense. Just a great, oh man, great film. I don't think there's anything else that I can really say about The Exorcist. If you haven't seen it, man, go see it. Rent it. Or it might even be on one of the streaming services out there. The next one I got on my list, Stanley Kubrick movie. And as the Simpsons would call it, The Shinin'. But it's The Shining. Not only dealing with evil spirits, but it's also quite psychologically, you know, just the derangement that someone can go into against their family. And Jack Nicholson's portrayal, man, ooh, just, I mean, the storytelling in that movie is spectacular as well. I mean, you really feel the stress in Shelley Duvall. Man, Stanley Kubrick can tell a story. You know, even if you have to watch it a couple of times to really fully understand what's going on. And the last one on my list is The Conjuring, which kind of started off its own little universe, but the first one is basically the one that set it all up. And man, James Wan can weave a tale. Because the thing is that you kind of go back and you start researching the story and the history behind the characters. You know, because obviously a lot of this is based on actual events. So obviously there's some artistic license that goes into them, but still, I mean, the way that it was crafted, the slow possession of the mother, just all the story elements really came together. And I really do enjoy going back and just kind of reading up on the actual history of that the story's based on. Now, I do have a couple of, I guess you could call it honorable mentions. Ooh, that's a nice little R. Pearlescent there. But some honorable mentions. I'm not going to go, you know, I'm not really going to talk too much about them. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Classic vampire movie. Gary Oldman is just fantastic. Another one to watch is more comedy than anything else, but oh, I love this movie. Young Frankenstein. Definitely a comedic take by one of the comic geniuses, Mel Brooks, with Gene Wilder. Just amazing, hilarious stuff. One that I was made aware of that was actually on Netflix at one point was called Afflicted. And that was an actually interesting movie. If you haven't seen that one's it is a little bit of a vampire-esque movie. Definitely shot more of that kind of documentary style when that was really big in the horror genre, the found footage. You know, I like interesting takes on certain elements and certain stories, certain mythos. And in that same vein, there's also Contracted. I'll do one more honorable mention, and then I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day riding around. And that is going to be Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. I'm sure there's lots of people that actually enjoy the third one quite a bit, and it is decent. It is a good one, but without the original, you wouldn't have any of the others. But there you go. Kind of my top movies to watch for the Halloween season. Thanks for I'm gonna end it here. So thanks for joining me on this ride. Go out and see some good horror movies. Let me know what you think. Did I miss some? Did I miss your favorite? Leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite horror movie is. Until then, till next time, happy Halloween.